Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture on crop science, and today we will be talking about a very important topic on crop science, which is phytohormones, or also known as plant hormones. Plant hormones are very important because they are regulators of growth, development, and responses to environmental stimuli in plants. Now, itong mga hormones na to, they coordinate various physiological processes in plants, including cell division, cell elongation, fruit ripening, and stress responses. So without further ado, let's talk about these five major phytohormones. As an overview, the five phytohormones that we will be talking about are the following: auxins, gibberellic acids, cytokinins, ethylene, and abscisic acid. Now, itong first three, auxin, gibberellic acid, and cytokinin, these are growth hormones. So they allow your plant to grow, as the name suggests. Ethylene is a hormone that is related to fruit ripening, whereas abscisic acid naman is kabaliktaran ng auxin, gibberellic acid, and cytokinin. This one is an inhibitor of growth. Inhibitor of growth. And as it turns out, ang pag-inhibit pala or pagpigil sa paglaki ng halaman ay may purpose, lalo na kapag ang halaman ay wala sa isang environment na conducive sa kanyang growth. So first off, let's talk about auxin. Now, auxin is a phytohormone that plays a crucial role in cell elongation, particularly sa shoot part ng iyong halaman. So how does auxin works? Auxin works by in promoting growth by allowing your cell to elongate. So ibig sabihin yan, yung auxin, pinapahaba niya yung ating plant cell. And how does it do that? Ang ginagawa niya sa cell wall ay pinapalambot niya. And kapag malambot na yan, nagiging flexible yung cell wall. And this now allows your cell to grow and expand. And mostly makikita natin yung expansion na yan, yung cell elongation na yan sa iyong shoot part or dun sa apical meristem part ng ating halaman. Your auxin is also important in terms of because it relates to phototropism. Kumbaga, ito yung hormone that allows your plant to follow the pathway of light. And how does it do that? So imagine na itong nasa left part natin is filled with cells. So isipin na lang natin na maraming plant cell yan. Okay? Ngayon, kapag may araw dyan, yung auxin ay sensitive sa araw. So anong ginagawa niya? So instead na nandito na part yung auxin mo, ang gagawin ng auxin, dahil nga sensitive siya sa araw, tataguan niya ngayon yung araw. So lilipat siya sa portion na yan. Kapag lumipat yung auxin sa portion na yan, these cells now will be growing up here. So sila yung lalaki. And then yung paglaki ng portion na to would now bend your plant towards the direction of your light. So yung auxin natin, tataguan niya yung sunlight and lalaki yung opposite portion na tinatamaan ng sunlight. And dahil lalaki yung portion na tinatamaan ng sunlight, magbe-bend ngayon siya towards the path of your sunlight. So yun yung mechanism ng auxin in terms of phototropism, kung bakit sumusunod yung ating halaman sa liwanag. The other growth hormone, which is also very important, is what we term as gibberellic acid. Now, balik tayo dito sa auxin. Sabi ko sa inyo kanina, yung auxin ay makikita natin mostly sa tip ng ating halaman or sa ating shoot part. Okay? Yung ating shoot apical meristem. So the question now is, sino naman ang nagpapalaki dito sa part ng stem ng halaman or dun sa kanyang core stem? Ang sagot doon is your gibberellic acid. Now, the most active form of gibberellic acid na ginagamit sa agriculture is what we call as GA3. So this is a growth hormone, Particularly, pinapalaki niya yung stem, yung core stem area ng ating halaman. And paano? Same mechanism with auxin through cell elongation. So humahaba yung mga nag-elongate yung mga cells dyan kasi nagiging flexible yung kanilang cell wall sa portion na yan, kaya yung halaman natin ay lumalaki. Now, gibberellic acid is also very important in seed germination. So, before your seed germinates, kailangan niya ng gibberellic acid, and that gibberellic acid now will promote germination to your seeds. Another use of gibberellic acid is by allowing your fruits to grow. For example, grapes. Ang gibberellic acid, madalas yan ina-apply sa grape. Okay? Kasi yung mga, ano ba tawag na ito? Yung fruit ng grape natin ay maliliit yan. But when you spray gibberellic acid in it, anong nangyayari? Lumalaki. And kapag malaki yung ating grapefruit, ibig sabihin yan, mas mabigat, mas malaki yung kita ngayon ni farmer. So yan yung use ng gibberellic acid sa fruit. And at the same time, gibberellic acid can expand your leaves. And kapag yung leaves mo ay nag-expand, ibig sabihin yan, it can, since nag-expand yung leaves, yung surface area ng leaves ay mas maluwang, kaya mas efficient siya in producing food through photosynthesis. Yan naman ang gamit ng gibberellic acid, na it is also a growth hormone. So we're done with auxin, and then we're done with gibberellic acid. Now, I have told you earlier that auxin and gibberellic acid, ang pinaka-mechanism ng pag-grow niya is through cell elongation. Now, there is another mechanism of growth in plants. Hindi dahil nag-elongate yung cell, pero dahil dumadami yung cell. And yun yung next na hormone na pag-uusapan natin. The next hormone that allows the growth in your plants through cell division. So, ang nangyayari, hindi na nag-elongate yung cell, but rather, nahahati-hati yung cell. Ang hormone responsible to that is cytokinin. So, instead of your cell being elongated, instead of your cell being stretched, what is happening is more and more plant cells are being divided. And in fact, nasa pangalan mismo ng hormone na to, yung tinatawag nating cell division. Cyto means cell, and kinin means division. So therefore, cytokinin is the hormone that is responsible for growth, particularly using the mechanism of cell division. Ano pa ang gamit ng cytokinin? Ang cytokinin daw, dinidelay niya ang senescence. Or what is senescence? It is simply the aging of your leaves particularly. So it delay leaf senescence, kung saan dinidelay niya yung pagtanda ng mga dahon, maintaining chlorophyll levels. So it maintains the green, robust appearance of your leaves, prolonging now yung kanyang photosynthetic capacity or the capacity of the plants to produce its own food. Another function of cytokinin is that it is useful in nutrient mobilization, kung saan nutrients from older the nutrients from older parts of the plant are mobilized to younger parts. So kapag medyo old na, let's say yung part ng halaman na to, ang ginagawa ng cytokinin is it mobilizes the nutrients from this part into the younger parts of your plants para sila naman yung mapagtuunan ng pansin na lumaki. So yun ang function ng cytokinin. So we're done with the three growth hormones that we can find in plants, which is auxin, gibberellic acid, and cytokinin. Remember, auxin works through cell division, particularly in growing the shoot part or apical meristem of your plants. The next one is your gibberellic acid. Cell division, cell elongation pa rin. Cell elongation yung dalawang nauna. But this time around, sa stem part naman, yung ginugrow ng gibberellic acid, whereas cytokinin now works not by cell division, not by cell elongation, not by cell elongation, but through cell division. The next one is a hormone that has something to do with fruit ripening. And ang tawag natin sa hormone na yun ay ethylene. So ethylene is a gaseous phytohormone that plays a central role in the regulation of fruit ripening, okay? Particularly in response to stress. Now, kung mapapansin nyo, for example, saging, anong ginagawa ng mga magulang natin noon para magpahinog ng saging? Nilalagay yan sa isang kulob na lugar, right? And kapag naka-plastic yan, mapapansin mo yung saging na to, magpuproduce siya ng parang moist kapag binuksan mo yung plastic. Now, yung moist na yon is because of the ethylene gas. And kapag habang nahihinog ang isang halaman, nagpuproduce yan ng more ethylene gas that allows now yung fruit na kasama ng prutas natin na nahihinog na mahinog rin. Kaya wala kang makikita, for example, na isang bulto ng fruit yan, inilagay mo sa kulob, and then nahinog yung isang fruit, tapos yung mga kasama niya hilaw pa. More than likely, sabay-sabay yung pagkahinog ng mga yan. So yan yung purpose ng ethylene in relation to fruit ripening. Another one is that ethylene, bukod sa it is a fruit ripener, it is related to senescence and abscission. In fact, ethylene promotes senescence and dropping of your leaves, flowers, and fruits. Okay? Yung abscission ang tawag doon, yung pagdadrop ng ating dahon, leaf abscission, ethylene ang responsible nun. Now, this process known as abscission is important, especially for seasonal shedding of leaves and fruits, particularly sa mga temperate regions. Now, ang ethylene rin is a hormone that responds to plant stress, okay? Especially mechanical stress tulad ng hangin and touch, and other challenges like drought, flooding, or pathogen infection. So, ina-activate niya yung stress-related pathway ng ating halaman, and yung activation na yun would now protect the plant. Okay? At some point, ethylene is also a growth inhibitor. Bakit ko nasabi na siya isang growth inhibitor? Because ethylene inhibits stem elongation. Ibig sabihin yan, kapag hindi humahaba yung stem, anong nangyayari sa kanya? Kumakapal naman siya. Okay? So kapag kumapal siya, nare-reduce nga yung stem elongation, pero kumakapal naman yung ating stem, therefore yung kanyang horizontal growth is not being, yung kanyang horizontal growth ay mas responsive as compared to its vertical growth. And bakit nangyayari yan? So kumakapal yung stem in order for the plant to protect itself against environmental stress. The last one, which is also a growth inhibitor, the last hormone is called your abscisic acid. Now, your abscisic acid is a stress hormone. So same function with our ethylene. Now, this one, it plays a critical role in helping plants cope up with abiotic stress, katulad ng drought and cold. Now, despite its name, ang abscisic acid, napag-alaman na hindi pala siya involved sa abscission ng ating mga dahon. So, sino ulit yung involved sa abscission ng mga dahon? As I have discussed earlier, yung ating ethylene. So, saan involved ngayon yung ating abscisic acid? It is involved in stomatal closure. Now, in environments or in environments or situations kung saan wala masyadong dahon yung ating halaman, ang nangyayari is that the stomata of your leaves would be closing down para mag-conserve siya ng tubig, kasi from this stomata dyan lumalabas yung moisture natin. Now, through the mechanism of the abscisic acid, during times of drought or wala masyadong tubig, pinapasara niya yung stomata na yan para yung halaman ay mag-conserve ng tubig. Another use of abscisic acid is seed dormancy. Bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng dormant seed? Nagkakaroon tayo ng dormant seed particularly kasi yung seed ay naitanim sa isang environment na hindi favorable sa kanya. More than likely, yung environment na yan ay walang tubig. Kaya naman kapag walang tubig, punong-puno yan ng abscisic acid. Now, kapag umulan, let's say, umulan ng ilang araw, yung abscisic acid na yan ay mawawash out, okay? And then, kapag na-wash out yung abscisic acid, darating naman yung Ga, yung gibberellic acid natin, which will now promote your seed to sprout. Yun yung mechanism or relationship ng abscisic acid sa ating gibberellic acid. At the same time, abscisic acid is a growth inhibitor during times of stress. So kapag yung environment ay masyadong mainit, kulang sa tubig, let's say, it is in an environment that is very stressful, mataas siguro yung salinity ng lupa, etc. Ang ginagawa ng abscisic acid ay ini-inhibit niya yung growth ng halaman. Bakit? Para yung energy ng halaman ay hindi ma-focus sa kanyang growth but rather ma-focus sa kanyang survival. Remember, abscisic acid lumalabas kapag yung halaman natin ay stress. And kapag yung halaman mo ay stress, hindi maganda, hindi conducive na siya ay lumaki, hindi conducive na siya ay humaba, for example, in terms of stem growth. Kasi kapag humaba siya, ginagamit niya yung energy niya sa pagpapalaki. Anong gagawin niya dapat? Dapat siya ay hihintong lumaki. Humihinto siya na lumaki para yung kanyang energy, okay? Yung kanyang energy will be redirected hindi sa paglaki but rather on its survival mode. So parang yung sa ethylene kanina, instead na mag-elongate yung halaman vertically, ang nangyayari is that kumakapal yung stem ng halaman because it is stressed and it needs to protect itself. It is stressed and it needs to protect itself in order to survive. So yan ang gamit naman ng abscisic acid. So in summary, we have 5 major phytohormones. The first 3 are growth hormones, auxins, gibberellic acid, and cytokinins. Auxins and gibberellic acid works through cell elongation, whereas cytokinin works through cell division. Okay. The fourth one is your ethylene, which is a hormone responsible to fruit ripening. Siya lang yung gaseous hormone actually that is involved in fruit ripening, and it is also involved in stress management response sa iyong halaman. And lastly, your abscisic acid, which is a growth inhibitor. It inhibits your plant during times of stress. It promotes seed dormancy kapag yung environment kung nasaan yung seed ay hindi favorable sa kanyang paglaki, and it promotes stomatal closure, lalong-lalo na if there is drought or dryness and wala masyadong tubig, so that your plant will conserve water.